When I was 7, some good-looking guy my mom brought home gave me a box of mangoes. That same day, my dad watched me eat those mangoes while he signed the divorce papers. Then he jumped off a building. After that, I couldn't stand mangoes. They made me sick just thinking about them. So on my wedding day, I told my wife Irene, if you ever want to divorce me, just give me a mango. She hugged me tight and didn't say anything. From then on, she avoided mangoes too. 5 years into our marriage, on Christmas Eve, Irene's childhood friend Stephen Carter put a mango on her desk. She immediately cut ties with him and fired him from the company. That day, I knew she was the one for me. 6 months later, I come back from overseas after closing $1 billion deal. At the celebration dinner, Irene hands me a drink. I'm halfway through it when Stephen, the guy who got fired, walks up behind me with this smug grin. How's the mango juice? He asks. I stare at Irene in shock, but she's trying not to laugh. Don't be mad. Steve wanted me to prank you. I didn't give you a mango, just juice. But honestly, Steve's right. You're being ridiculous about the mango thing. You seem to like it just fine. I keep my face blank, lift my glass, and throw the rest of the juice in her face. Then I walk out. Some things aren't jokes. Mangoes aren't, and neither is divorce. Mr. White, your stomach's acting up from stress. Stop eating things you don't like. Next time it won't just be a stomachache. You might need surgery. Stay here overnight for observation, and make sure your family comes to get you. I sat there quietly after the doctor left. I'd worked 39 days straight overseas on this new project, and finally made it home. I never thought Irene's mango juice at the celebration would land me in the hospital. I opened our WhatsApp chat and started typing, then stopped. Something was off. I looked closer. It was Irene, but she changed her profile picture to a green mango. While I was staring at my phone, she called. Her voice was cold. I'm home. Where are you? I didn't answer. Before, I would have just let it go and acted like nothing happened. But tonight, I had nothing to say. She got annoyed. And if, Jason White, how long are you going to keep this up? I'm at the hospital. She went quiet. She never cared about my health. She probably never imagined her juice would put me in the hospital. Wait there. I'm coming right now, she said. I didn't want to see her, but I was too weak to move. Time passed. The doctor checked on me 3 times. Irene never showed up. Right before I fell asleep, I checked my phone one last time. Stephen had posted on Instagram, every time I get hurt, my princess appears like magic. Life is good. The photo showed Irene putting a band-aid on him. Stephen's profile picture was a yellow mango. It looked nice, but it made me want to throw up. We'd known each other for 10 years. Irene always knew my boundaries. She worked in business for years and knew how to act professional around other guys, but now she kept crossing the line. If that's how it was going to be, we were done. And the $1 billion deal I'd been working on in Urentia, she didn't need that either. It could make or break the company. The next morning, Irene hadn't texted or called. I wasn't even mad. After my checkup came back fine, I went straight home, a 5,000 square foot villa we paid off last year. 7 years ago, when we graduated, we lived in a basement and shared instant oatmeal. 5 years ago, when we got married, we ate street food and bought a tiny cake. Now I was alone in this huge house, licking my wounds. I figured I'd get used to it. I was looking over the divorce papers my lawyer sent when Irene came home. She reeked of men's cologne. Irene had sensitive skin and hated perfume. That's why I never wore anything scented for 7 years. Even my shampoo was unscented. Guess those rules only applied to me. She saw me on the couch with my tablet and hesitated. Steve got drunk at dinner last night and fell. I took him home. It got late and the drive was long, so I just stayed at a hotel nearby. That's why I didn't come to the hospital. I nodded and canceled another partnership on my tablet. Okay. Irene looked confused, like my reaction surprised her. She came closer and looked down. It's Saturday. Don't worry about work. I'm taking Steve to Paris for a trip. Wanna come? 7 years ago on my birthday, Irene and I took a $5 photo at a night market, one of those cheap ones, with a fake Eiffel Tower backdrop. She promised that once we had money, we'd go to the real Paris and take the same photo. Years passed. Our house got bigger, business got better, but she got busier and always had excuses. She'd say, Jay, the company's at a critical point. As CEO, how can I just take off and go abroad? You understand, right? I understood. So I stopped bringing up Paris and threw myself into work, helping build her company. Turns out if it was Stephen, she suddenly had time. I opened another client email. Three's a crowd. I'm not interested. Irene looked relieved. Fine, I'll grab my stuff and head out. Get lunch yourself, and we'll have dinner together tonight. This partnership is huge for expanding overseas. I've got the media coming for a press conference Monday. You've always wanted to stand next to me publicly, right? Monday's your chance, so get ready. Irene paused and looked at me seriously. Don't worry. This time I'll introduce you properly. I won't let Steve interfere. I glanced up at her calmly. I knew this was her way of making up for last night. That was fine. Canceling the Urentia deal would take a few days anyway. Announcing it at the press conference would be perfect timing. That evening, I got to the restaurant early, like always. After 7 years together, it was just habit. While waiting, I got a call from overseas. Ashley Walker, my opponent in the last negotiation, and also my former professor. Her voice was warm. Jay, have you thought about my offer to join DM Group? Johnson Corporation is too small for someone like you. This was her 3rd time trying to recruit me. The first time was 7 years ago, when I turned down a high-paying job at a foreign company to work for Irene's startup for $2,500 a month, and I still had to chip in $1,000 for rent. Ashley was pissed. She lectured me forever, but I didn't budge. The second time was at the negotiation table a few days ago. As my opponent, I completely dominated her. Afterward, she looked impressed, but wary. Jay, I heard you're only making $5,000 a month at Johnson Corporation. Come work for me. Don't waste your talent on someone who doesn't appreciate it. I smiled and said no. How could it be wasted? That was my wife's company. We built it together over 7 years. The 3rd time was right now. I paused for 3 seconds, ordered a bottle of wine, and said yes without hesitation. Send me the address. I'll start next Tuesday. Ashley was silent for 2 seconds, then burst out laughing. She quickly agreed before I could change my mind and hung up. I laughed and was about to put my phone down when Irene's messages popped up, change of plans. Steve couldn't wait, so I took him on the plane, have dinner alone, then, wait for me. When I get back, I have a surprise for you. Steven also posted a new Instagram story and tagged me. The caption said, "Thanks to Irie for making my dream come true. Treating you to dinner tomorrow as payback." The photo showed Steven holding Irene's hand under the Eiffel Tower. The exact same pose as our photo from 7 years ago. I stared at it for 2 seconds, then closed it and opened Ashley's chat. "I'll bring you a gift when I start. Want the $1 billion Urentia deal?" My phone went crazy. Yes, 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 Ashley replied. Then, "Jay, you're too good to me. Yesterday was your birthday, right? The gift I sent should have arrived. Don't forget to pick it up." I froze, then laughed. The laugh got louder. "Right, yesterday was my birthday. When Irene watched me drink that mango juice, did she remember it was my birthday? When she bandaged Steven and left me alone in the hospital, did she think about getting her husband of 7 years a birthday gift? Probably not. But it didn't matter anymore. We were getting divorced. Who needs a gift from their soon-to-be ex-wife?" After dinner, I didn't rest. I threw myself completely into the Urentia project. The project was a gift from my new employer, so I couldn't screw it up. For 2 days, I buried myself in work at the office, pulling all-nighters. People at the company noticed and started gossiping in a group chat I wasn't in. "See, Mr. White only makes $5,000 a month. He relies on Miss Johnson for everything. How does he have the nerve to throw a fit? The company's doing great now. If he wasn't with Miss Johnson, we wouldn't even need him. I heard when Miss Johnson started the company, he held her back. Otherwise, we would have gone public years ago." Steven screenshotted every message and sent them to me privately. He pretended to be sympathetic. "Jason, I know marrying someone as successful as Irie makes you insecure, but I have to tell you, women don't like guys who only work. They prefer guys like me. Young, good-looking, fit." I laughed at his fake concern. "All right then, I'll have HR fire you tomorrow, so you won't have to worry about attracting women." I blocked him and stopped responding. 10 minutes later, Irene called, ready to chew me out. Her voice was sharp. "Jason, what did Steve do to you this time? I worked so hard to get him to come to Paris, so he'd forgive you for being rude at the celebration, and now you made him cry again. Can't you go one day without causing problems? Forgive? Who? Me?" I found it funny. As I printed the divorce papers, I asked casually, "When are you and Steven coming back? We need to talk about the divorce." Irene gasped, and I could hear the anger. "Jason, are you done yet? There's a limit to how much pouting I'll put up with. If you keep being unreasonable, I'm really going to get mad." I paused, then couldn't help laughing. I'd already printed the divorce papers. Why would I care if she got mad? "I'll sign the divorce papers and leave them on your desk. Make sure you check them when you get back." A loud crash came through the phone. Irene kicked a chair and snapped, "Fine, don't regret this." She hung up. I shrugged and signed the papers. The next morning when I woke up, I saw messages from Irene. She looked like she hadn't slept all night. At 4 a.m., she posted a public update on social media. The photo showed Irene and Steven by the hotel's floor-to-ceiling windows, their fingers locked together. The caption said, "Through 7 years of ups and downs, I'm glad I had you by my side." Thousands of comments piled up, most asking about their relationship. One comment said, "It's finally official. Is this the husband Miss Johnson's been hiding for 7 years?" Irene didn't respond, but she pinned a shushing emoji at the top. Then she posted in the company group chat, "Effective immediately. Steven Carter will take over Jason White's manager position. The Urentia project will be reassigned to Mr. Carter, and he will attend tonight's launch instead of Mr. White." She knew I'd worked non-stop for 39 days overseas just for this deal. She knew I'd spent days organizing materials and nights, networking, drinking until I wanted to puke. Irene knew exactly how much I'd sacrificed for the Urentia project, but she still gave it to Steven to force me to back down. My phone buzzed with a new message from her. "You still have a chance to admit you were wrong." I didn't reply. I put my phone down and got ready for the day. She forgot that I was the one who secured the Urentia project. The partner didn't care about the company. They only trusted me. After getting ready, I went downstairs for breakfast. When I came back, all my stuff had been thrown out of my office. My mug and files were tossed out, and the signed divorce papers were torn in half. The only thing left was our wedding photo, carefully placed on the balcony. Steven sat in my chair with a smug grin. "Sorry, Jason. Irie already gave me this office. You can take that spot over there." He pointed to the storage room by the restroom, where water was leaking. I didn't bother responding, and looked at Irene, who'd been quiet the whole time. She looked exhausted. Her eyes were bloodshot, but she had this twisted smile. "Steve's right. I gave him the office, but if you withdraw the divorce, maybe I could." "No need." I cut her off and grabbed the wedding photo from the balcony. I met Irene's smug look and tossed the photo in the trash. "I don't need this either. You can throw it out too."